everybody? It's Mari on the recap of our 3-0 defeat to Chelsea. Let me post up the link for you guys so you guys could jump on. About to post the link. Bam! There goes the link. You guys could jump on. And yeah, where do I begin? First of all, rest in peace to Jimmy Greaves, his family and friends. God, may you pour your spirit of comfort and love upon his family. Of course, Tottenham. He played for Chelsea. He even played for West Ham. Um, just just somber moment of all of England. Watch Sky News, BBC News this morning. Jimmy Greaves is a legend, and it would have been nice today if we would have won. Um, really calling a tall order to win this game, but I'm not as disappointed like last week. Not all doom and gloom. Here's the reason why. Chelsea's good. Chelsea is good. Um, and I'm gonna get to that. Another thing, the first half was really encouraging. The first half, I thought we did well. I thought we could have, man, we should be up. That first half was, for me, it was very, very encouraging. But then, the things that is Spursy that comes up. Thiago Silva, the oldest guy probably in the league, um, scores a beautiful header. Could we have defended that better? Yes, we could have defended that better. Then the second goal, which comes back to closing on your man. You can't. I don't care if it's Conte. You have to close up on your man. You can't leave him. I know people gonna say 100% Dyer's fault there, but it's not 100% Dyer's fault there. Someone should be able to close in, and a misfortune, a mishappen, it deflected him and just caught the corner pocket. Now, everything proceeded to that third goal. That 15-minute window from the 70 minute to the 85th minute, 67. Our defense got worked. Actually, the whole game who got worked? Emerson. Emerson, or it's not the 10-minute mark, was literally getting played by Alonso. Alonso and Rudiger, those guys and Silva were the player of the game, along with Conte. This is the thing I'm talking about, what a great coach does. Tuchel, seeing that the first half, we owned that half, said, you know what? I know Conte's a bit hurt, but I'm gonna put him in, and then you saw the difference. You saw the difference when Conte came in. Alonso had the engines revving, and Emerson was just like a chicken head cut off, just like literally getting played. Rudiger, man, I joked around saying, man, I don't want that Chelsea player. Oh, I don't want him. But Tuchel has changed this guy's career, and we're interested in getting him on a free. Bring him in. Bring him in. Rudiger, man, I was dissing this guy, but you know what? Man, bring him in. And then, Thiago Silva, everybody made fun of him, being so old and stuff. He's been good for Chelsea. You know? Hey Wayne, how are you doing, brother? Um, man, tough loss. Um, and mind you, on one of my streams, a couple of streams, I was saying, why don't we get a veteran like Silva, like Jerome Boateng? Would have been perfect in this game to pair with Romero. I thought Romero was great. Okay. Um, Dyer, man, the Cinderella, the glass slipper has now ended. Like I said, the second goal, not completely his fault, just misfortunes. But someone should have closed in on him. Someone should have closed in on Conte. I know it's not Ronaldo or Messi, but you can't give any player that much space to take a shot like that. You know, and then the third goal was just. I knew the third goal was coming because those guys Lukaku didn't score, but the passing was just beautiful for a center forward. Um, and then of course, if they're 3 stars, Alonso, Rudiger, and Conte. It's tough. Conte and Silva. You could put it up, but I'm not as. Hello, Mr. K. I'm not as
Hi
disappointed.
guys.
I'm disappointed that we didn't win because of Jimmy Greaves passing away. But I'm
Yeah.
not as disappointed from last week because, like I said earlier, the first half, Mr. K, I thought the first half we owned it. It was what the potential could do. Matter of fact, I'm more confident of us being Arsenal next week, being Newcastle, Aston Villa. I'm more confident. It's just that Chelsea is good.
Dude, I don't know
See,
what type of delusional land you're
good.
living in, right? Yeah. But you tell me after 5 games, right? Yeah, whether we look like we can score a goal. How are you going to beat a team if you don't score a goal? No. Answer the question. You're feeling confident, right? Yeah. You remember last
Well,
week? You remember how I blew up last week and you were blowing up too?
yeah,
What
yeah,
were
but
we
last
blowing up at? We weren't blowing up because we got beaten by Crystal Palace. We got we got angry because we had 2 shots throughout the whole game.
okay.
Right?
But
After 5. Now this is the 5th game
I'm
in
gonna
the
answer your
league.
question. I'm gonna answer your question,
Go on.
Mr. K. I will say this. I will say this. We should have scored, but something about the final third, and I'm gonna say an unpopular opinion, but it's good. It's the truth. I know everybody has a huge man crush on this player, and they're ready to give him the captain's badge. But there's a difference with Højbjerg, Denmark, Mr. Assist, and there's a big difference of Højbjerg, Tottenham. Because there was a couple times I'm like, come on, Højbjerg. You gotta make that pass, effective pass, bro. In pushing for the final third. And so that is a popular opinion. I know the ladies are gonna get mad. I'm not saying he's playing a bad game, but I'm saying offensive attack wise, there's a Denmark Højbjerg, and then there is a Tottenham Højbjerg, and he had Lo Celso and Ndombele with him. And then the last thing before I throw it out to you, the announcers in American TV coverage, the Peacock NBC coverage. I'm glad he's in shape. I'm glad that he can run. But where was Dele Ali? The announcers would say, Lee Dixon would say, where is Dele Ali? The Dele Ali for 4 or 5 years ago is gone. Gone. Because
Look.
Sonny made good runs. Sonny, you can tell we are better when
Nah,
Sonny
he stopped
is in.
running. No. Listen. He made a few.
Yeah.
He made a few good runs, but then he
Second,
stopped running. The second half,
Okay.
he wasn't running at all. There was times when Kane was in the front. I think Emerson might have been around the back,
discouraged.
and Sonny was missing from the attack. I'm sorry, but Sonny didn't look fit. He didn't look like the same energy that he normally has. I don't want to turn around and say, look, we don't want to put it on one person. This game was a collective loss. Okay, collectively we lost this game. We win together, we lose together. Remember that was a new mantra.
Yeah.
Well, here's the funny thing. Look. After 5 games, let's just step back, and what do we notice? We notice that we're not scoring goals. We scored 1 goal from open play. We scored 1 goal from a free kick. We scored 1 goal from a penalty. And that's the 3 goals we've scored in the league. We played 5 games, and this is meant to be an attacking team. It doesn't attack. Okay? So the way I look at it, maybe for 20 minutes, everyone got happy. Oh, wow, looks like we're actually at it. But I knew that if we didn't score a goal in those 20 minutes, that all that attack meant nothing. And that's exactly what happened. We run out of steam, run out of creative ideas. Comes the second half, right? Tuchel makes a change. He puts a 3-man midfield in by bringing Kante into the midfield.
Genius.
And all of a sudden, we can't pass the ball through the middle. That means we have to go along the edges. And every time we go along the edges, Ali's tricks and flicks don't work. right? Reguilon had the ball a couple of times in the second half, right? Yeah, he's looking forward to see where can I cross it to, and Son was making no runs at all. He just stopped running. That's not his fault. He probably wasn't fit enough, right? He was injured, coming back in, and this is where I think the problem was last season with Kane. We were playing him when he wasn't fit. He should have been brought on as an impact player from the subs bench. Yeah, Gil should have started up in his position instead. So whatever master plan Nuno had, he failed. Now he's going to come on to the press conference, and I guarantee you, not once is he going to mention the word "we're sorry." Not once. No, look. I've been giving Nuno a break all this freaking time, right? Yeah, I have. And it's only been 5 games. Wow. Give a guy like another 10, 15 games and we'll see what happens. But what we have seen so far is he doesn't make tactical changes. He doesn't substitute properly. And he brings his first 11 hit or miss.
I agree.
Now, I don't understand. It's like you're a professional coach. Can you not see the things that everyone else has been seeing? So if you can see what we're seeing, why are you doing that? Why are you frozen? Why are you doing nothing? Why did it take you 11 minutes to respond to Chelsea by making substitutions? And then on top of that, you take a creative player out, you bring Gil in, right? And then you bring his Skip in, right? Yeah, which is a good thing to do. But why wasn't, I thought if it would have been better, you would have taken Sonny off, put Gil in his position. At least Gil is running around.
Yeah,
right.
He was running.
You want him to make those runs. You want him to keep making those runs, whether we get the ball or not. Son stopped running because he just didn't have the steam. He didn't have the legs. Then he ended up being out of position every time we were in attack. That's what I could see with my eyes, unless someone else saw something better than me. And the answer that basically means we are toothless in attack. We're missing that final pass, that quality pass that's going to thread itself through and get to the foot of the guy going forward. Sonny had a chance, but that ball was half a yard too far for him. Half a yard in, he would have scored the goal. Half a yard. That's all it took. The pass had to be that good, right? The Celso went off. Why? Because the Celso wasn't doing anything. He was going all the way to the right back position and still messing that up. So he doesn't look fit enough either.
How about Emerson? That red card by Tanganga was so huge because now it forced to play Emerson. He got worked. Alonso, we're over the 10 minutes. Yeah, now I can say this. Alonso made Emerson his bitch. His bitch, as we say in the States.
Look.
He made it his bitch because I was like, oh my Lord. Like Emerson, right. I mean, Alonso was just dancing. Booty dancing on him, like literally Emerson. And I'm a bit kind because it's the second game with Spurs. But damn, take to start next week. Start next week.
If you put Doherty on, you would have had the same situation, right? Yeah. Emerson needs a good run of games.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, at the end of the day, there's a quality player in there somewhere. And he's just going to take a little time to get himself around. Now, apparently, one of his strengths was dribbling.
Second game.
He was shit at dribbling today. So, I mean, at the end of the day, all you want them to do is grab the ball, run forward a bit, and then cross it in. How fucking hard is that?
Yeah.
You need quality. You need like someone from Barcelona to do that for you. You can get anybody from the Championship and put them in there. They'll do that for you. Even Kyle Walker will turn. I'm not Kyle Walker. The fella that we sold to Southampton, Carl Peter Walker's. Right? That's the type of right back we should have had in that game. Someone tenacious. And I suppose in a certain way, you're right. Tanganga, right? Yeah, getting himself the red card, 3 games out, forces us to put Emerson in there. But we did have plans to put Emerson there anyway.
Yeah.
So it wasn't lost by one player. In this game, was not lost by one player. It wasn't lost by Sonny not making runs. It wasn't lost by Reguilon not crossing the ball or taking that shot when he should have taken the shot. It wasn't lost by the right wings. It wasn't lost by the centre backs. Okay, fair enough. People can point the finger at Dele Alli and say, okay, why didn't you jump up when you saw Silva coming towards you? And the answer is Chelsea has players that can cross a ball from the corner and put it on a sixpence. We do not have that type of player. We don't have any.
Wow. Let me read some of the comments. Wayne Bonner said it was expected that results, we played well, but passed too much with no end product. I agree, especially in the first half. Kane needs to stay up top, stop dropping. Anywho, hey there, Mari. Alistan is in. Dele Alli looked lost most of the time. I agree. a deer lost in headlights along with Emerson. The American coverage announcer was saying the same thing. I'm not sure our players are good enough. I certainly don't blame Nuno for the lousy performances. Um, mm, I don't know. Curse, big up Curse. I agree. I wasn't expecting us to win, but Hugo, that second goal, what the fuck? It was just a mishap too. I blame the closing in. No one, you cannot give any player. I know it's Conte; he's not a tremendous goal scorer, but you cannot give a person that much space for that to happen.
I
But yeah,
think
great first
I
half.
think yeah,
Completely different story. Second
second half.
story.
Look, listen, I'll tell
Thank you,
you what,
Curse.
she's got it spot on.
Big up.
I think that's the best statement I've heard yet.
I
That
agree, and that's what
what the fuck?
basically I said.
What the fuck?
Yeah,
I think that's the best statement
yeah,
so far. What the fuck?
yeah.
Pardon my
Thank you,
French, right? Yeah,
Curse.
but look,
Well, we passed the 10-minute mark. And remember, I called Emerson Alonso's bitch.
sorry if
So
I'm swearing, but
yeah, yeah. I mean, no, I was waiting for the 10-minute mark. We're good. We're good. No, big up, Curse. Thank you.
thank you.
That
Hurst.
comment explains it. Because, like I said, I thought the first half we were in control. It's just that mid the just the passing in the final third was just it could have been better for better chances. And then the second half they put in Conte, and the game changed. It changed a whole lot. I'll read this and we'll get to Eugene, who's in the house. At least we put in a performance at last against a stronger, superior side. And that's what I'll say in comparison to last week, at least I'm disappointed, but not as disappointed because I am a little hopeful against the Arsenal Aston Villa game. I know what you said, Mr. K, but anything was better than last week. And you're right. We've already scored 3 goals, only one from open play. One goal by Son was a goalie error. It wasn't a goalie error. He should have ran up. And I forget what was the third goal. But let's go to Eugene. Your thoughts on the game?
Right. The first 30 minutes, we did perform well,
I
right?
agree.
And I think we don't have the stamina to keep on pressing like that and playing at that tempo. So when our players lose their fitness during the game like that, right? When the second half kicks in, the other opposition just has to pick out your weaknesses and just exploit it, right? Kante came in and practically just broke us down because Kante gets the ball and he runs, and when he runs, our players have to chase. So when they chase, they get more tired. So I guess Nuno has gotten himself in some kind of, I don't know, abyss, right? He can't see the light. I don't think he can see the light because I can't see the light, right? Because the way that we played, first 30 minutes we were good. But why all of a sudden it's like someone switched off? Someone just put off a switch and all our players just went like brain dead. So I guess it could be to do a lot with fitness, right? A lot of fitness. And come to say to it, Romero just got back. Lo Celso just got back. He had no choice. I don't completely blame Nuno, but he is the manager. So if you want to look into our problems, I guess it's much deeper than that. Nuno has inherited a team or a squad that was already dying with Poch. Okay. And when Mourinho came in, he did the best he could. And Mourinho was one of the best, right? And he couldn't even get them to do what he wanted them to do. So now Nuno gets them. What do you expect? Okay. What call attacking football in our DNA and all that. No, I don't think they have it. So I guess what we have to do now is sit back, let the reality kick in, right? And it's to see whether Nuno can change it around. I won't give him the second strike for this one. Remember, on a lot of my streams, I said I'll give him 3 strikes. Right, first strike is down, but this one I don't think I'll give him a strike. Our players just weren't good enough, and we didn't have the depth to bring on other players, right? And to say that, of course, Chelsea, we know Chelsea, right? We see Chelsea as one of the title
On
contenders.
the
So what do you
yeah,
expect from a bunch of guys who couldn't perform, past 3 managers, but don't count Ryan Mason in. Yeah.
big up to Monster Ali. If the players had the
Yeah.
intensity of you guys, Spurs will win all the matches. Levy out, Monster K in.
Yeah.
Lee Dixon and on the NBC, the American coverage said this: "We played a team that is a oil well machine. It is an oil well machine,
Oil
and
well. Yeah.
oil well machine. Sorry,
Right,
an
yeah.
oil well machine.
Well
Oh,
oiled.
Literally,
Well
oil.
oiled.
well oil, well
Yeah,
oil.
well oiled.
Okay. Well,
Gosh, see,
it could be the other meaning too. Oil well.
oil
It has
well.
two
Yeah,
meanings.
that's true too.
Yeah,
Well,
that's
actually,
right.
technically
That's
speaking,
right.
it's not oil, it's gas. But never mind.
Gas,
Okay.
gas well
Yes.
machine.
Guess
Yes.
well.
But like I said, when Conte came
Yeah.
in, I knew the game was going to kind of change, and like I said, those guys, they're defenders. Old man Thiago Silva, Rudiger, who I've disrespected in the past before, but Tuchel has changed his career. I apologize. We should be interested in a guy like that. I mean, seriously, because I laughed it off in the summer. But this guy, Rudiger, all he does is perform defensively and offensively.
No, he was always
And
a good defender. He was always a
yeah,
good defender. We always wanted him.
Murray,
But why we
Jose
why we
wanted
couldn't get
him.
more?
maybe the
Remember
shithousery is the
last
reason
season,
why.
right? We didn't get Skriniar. All right. Jose said Rudiger could have been the replacement, but we still didn't get Rudiger. Who did we get?
Yeah. Yeah.
Instead, Rudiger signed a new
I think
contract.
this a stigma.
Yeah.
I think this a
Oh,
stigma.
yeah.
I think this a stigma because even I was watching the football terrorists the other day. People like Rudiger is really good. There's a stigma that because of sometimes the little shithousery he does, that people don't think Rudiger is that good. And then of course, before I throw off to Will, Alonso, like I say, played Emerson like a fiddle. I know it's his second game, but man, he made Emerson his little biatch today. And I was just like, wow, we are in trouble. And so kudos.
Is that Will Stewart in the house?
Yeah, Will is in the house. Well, for the consensus, everybody thought the first 30 minutes, 40 minutes, we did okay. Potentially, we're seeing what we can do, maybe against Arsenal and the other teams that are coming up. But it's just the final passing in the final third. It just has to be more clinical. And then second half, it's the second half. Chelsea they're good. They are good. This is a reason why they are one of the favorites to win the Premier League. I mean, as much as I hate Chelsea, but props given. I mean, they're that good. Throw it off to you.
Well,
Well,
I don't know. I don't know how good they are. I mean,
They
they're
beat
good.
us 3-0. That's
right,
how
but
good
the
they are.
first goal was off a corner. The second goal was a fluke deflection.
unlucky. Yeah, I said that. The second goal.
No, but if you
Five-
don't take a shot, how are you going to score a goal? So basically, if you take a shot, you never know, anything could happen, ricochets and so forth. That's the whole idea of shooting in the first place. Remember that Palace game last week? 2 shots,
Right. No, those 2 goals were good goals, right? those were good goals, right? That guy scored good goals. That would have been on goal even if it hadn't deflected. That shot was on target. Conte's was from 25, 30 yards out. It wasn't even that fast. It was the fact that it didn't even go into the goal that quickly. It just trickled in, right? That one's a fluke, right? Like I said, the issue is, even though Son was back and it was great, right? People that are watching, Nuno
Don't feel
did the
for Kane.
lineup.
He gets paid millions of pounds. Feel for us.
Nuno did the lineup everybody wanted him to do, right? Any complaints with the starting lineup? No, even Stelios himself, although he was raging after the match, said, "Oh, this is a great lineup."
Maybe
now
more.
it's Nuno's fault after the game because of the subs he made. Who was he supposed to sub on? Was he supposed to jump
Sonny.
in his DeLorean and travel back in time?
No. But the thing was, you could see that Sonny had slowed down in the second half. He wasn't doing anything at all. That was the person to sub off. If he was not going to make those runs, then Gil could.
GLC was playing far worse in the second half.
Okay, fair enough. It's not a competition in terms of who plays worse, but the point is you had 2 substitutions. You had 3 in hand altogether.
Yeah,
Maybe you're saving the last one for the last 10 minutes.
What were we going to bring in? Who are you going to have? Skip?
Look, if you got a forward player that's not making runs, what's he on the pitch for then?
What runs was Son not making?
I saw plenty where Reguilon had the ball on the left-hand side, look up, and Sonny wasn't making a run. He just stood there. I saw that with my own eyes, and that happened more than once. And that happened the other way too. Then there was a situation where we were crossing the ball in, right? Yeah, and Sonny wasn't there, nowhere near the box. Where he should have been was where the ball ended up. Kane was in the middle. Next man's on the right-hand side. On the left-hand side, where Sonny should have been, Sonny was like 30 yards further back. He hadn't made that run. He didn't make the run. So in the second half, he didn't have the legs. Maybe, look, I'm telling you, the guy got injured. He's coming back. He didn't have the legs. All right, simple as that.
Yeah, but I mean, who is he supposed to bring on for Son?
Gil.
Okay, so then who does he bring on for Lo Celso?
Well, I have to look at the rest of the timesheet then, unfortunately.
Wings.
But at the end of the day, Lo Celso wasn't our goal-scoring threat.
That's what I'm saying.
Will,
don't we have Bellini? Didn't he used to play striker?
I'm just saying. Who else?
We should know. We should have brought on Tomiyasu. It's a simple fact. Oh, sorry, wrong team. Damn.
Yeah.
This is what I'm saying. Who else was he supposed to bring on?
Sonny wasn't fit, yeah, for sure.
But I mean, if you're going to leave one of the 2 on, who are you going to leave on? Son or Lo Celso? Or Gil came on the pitch, right?
Yeah. I would have kept Lo Celso on. At least he was running around. Not effectively, but still running. Look, at the end of the day, we want to see our team run around a bit. You know what I mean? Like, lose a game, I don't care. But just don't go stagnant.
Yeah.
Right, but no,
move.
Let's be
Move
here, though, right? Let's be reasonable here.
Okay,
right?
fine.
If you're
3-0.
blaming Nuno for today's result,
No, I'm not blaming
Nuno.
No,
Absolutely mad.
I'm not totally blaming. Not totally.
I can.
I think you're mad.
He's the coach.
Yeah.
He's the one that can get sacked for it. So it is his fault.
Daniel Levy, those are the people that fault for this.
Yeah.
How many attacking players were available this window who could actually make an impact on this team? I know I'm gonna beat it like a dead horse simply because of the fact that people aren't acknowledging it. I'm gonna keep saying it until people acknowledge it. But Leon Bailey cost the exact same amount of money as Brian Hill, and he would have started today.
Yesterday.
He would have started today. Right?
He scored yesterday.
I can't believe we didn't buy him.
Where did Leon Bailey come from?
RB Leipzig.
Nowhere to nowhere.
Germany.
Leipzig, right?
Germany.
Most probably Leipzig didn't want Lamela.
Yeah, but that's why I'm saying it's their fault, right? It's their.
At the end of the day, the way Levy does business, right? Sometimes we go for players and we don't buy them because the way Levy is buying players is that he's buying them in installments, right? Yeah, and if the footballing team that's selling the player turns around and says, "Listen, we don't want to do installments," then that deal breaks down. So sometimes we're going for the players that we want, like Tomiyasu and so on, right? Yeah, but we don't buy them because the host team, right? Yeah, is just not
better than Royal. Royal's
100%.
Tomiyasu has changed Arsenal's season. One player.
Yeah.
I mean, that's why I said we should have brought him on.
I said he would.
Just for a few pennies. Basically, just for a few pennies, we didn't get Tomiyasu.
No, Tomiyasu was cheaper than Royal.
No, you know why? Because Bologna wanted 20.
Wow.
Bologna wanted money up front.
The 22 million up front.
I told you the teams that we go to buy players from, we go there, they're good players, we want to buy them. Levy turns around and says, all right, fair enough, I'll give you 2 million now and I'll give you the rest later.
Right,
and the teams turn around and say no.
Nuno?
Well, at the end of the day, shouldn't have accepted the job by Ryan Mason.
He's the manager. He's the manager. That's why. Who else going to blame?
He's not.
Right?
Okay. He's not the Holy Spirit. I know his name is the Holy Spirit.
We can't even blame the ref. The ref did all right.
Can't blame the ref. Yeah,
the ref did all right. The linesman did all right. Normally, and VAR didn't come into it.
But I don't understand why. Are we going to start blaming the rain, or it's too cold, or it's too hot?
I blame the Ducks.
Everybody but Paratici, and because he's the Don who didn't sign anyone. Look, I don't understand why people are bringing up Paratici.
He's not the Don.
I never said him he was the Don.
I big up Paratici. I think it takes guts to work alongside Levy. I give him kudos for having the guts to work along with him.
Okay, so why aren't you giving kudos to Nuno?
Nuno, because I think to myself that he doesn't make the tactical changes that he should have made in the second half. Secondly,
What was he supposed
tactical
to
changes.
do?
Look, if you change the formation around a little bit by strengthening your midfield, right, yeah, then you got something to hold on to the ball with. You didn't do that. Instead, we ended up on the sides and we're getting trapped and going nowhere. So
Okay,
I don't know. In the
conceded-
first half, we could see that
guys,
happening.
I know, but guys, no matter how you say, like, Will, I understand what you're saying, right? Our squad is shit. Okay.
Our squad is shit. That's why it's
Yes.
TT and Levy's fault. Who's in charge of buying?
No,
No, don't
this
blame
one-
the tea lady. Not the tea lady. She's nice. She makes a decent cup of tea. Come on, Chris, be
No,
nice.
who's in charge of buying players?
No,
Huh?
I understand.
Levy.
I understand. Our squad is shit.
Whose fault is
Right.
it?
Levy's.
Okay.
That's all I want people to say.
All right.
Levy.
That's what I'm saying. I've been saying this since last week. Okay.
I've been
On my streams and all that.
Probably 2 years you've
Okay.
been saying this.
But not on live on YouTube. Okay. If we get rid of Nuno now, who's gonna come in? Ryan Mason?
Conte.
You guys are just out of your mind now, Mr. K. You're out of your mind.
No, but look, people are blaming
No.
the tea lady. Come on, everyone's out their minds right now. We
Tea
just lost
lady.
3-0
I'm
against
not
Chelsea
out of mind.
in our home ground. I mean, no. I mean, the third goal, it's always the third goal that kills us. Like, 2 goals you can accept.
We saw.
Third
Come on,
goal.
we saw it coming. Mr.
What
K.
about
We saw it
this?
coming.
What about
Yeah.
this?
Yeah, 5 in the
Sybil,
middle.
and thank you, Sybil. Sybil's new to my channel. Let me
Yep,
read
Sybil,
2 of
hold
the
up.
comments. Thank you, Sybil. Thank you for joining our channel. Check out the Love Lounge on Wednesday nights. Definitely check it out. I am a Spurs
Hopefully I'm
fan.
there.
I am a Spurs fan, but I'm tired to see Spurs playing the same stupid ways always. I know Spurs is a great club because I love Spurs, but if we always like that, we are far too great for the club. And then she mentioned, try to have a back 3 and 5 in the middle. And I'm like, that's interesting.
Well, the thing is, when you
Well,
got
that's
5
why-
in the middle, you got 2 of them that
Okay.
can go forward, isn't it?
Yeah.
And they
No,
can
but
support
guys,
you,
haven't
attack
you-
play.
haven't
Three
you
at the
seen-
back at the end of the match and conceded another goal.
Mhm.
Yeah. But it's
No,
interesting.
actually,
I'm
towards the
just
end of the game, right? Yeah,
saying.
we did have 3 in the middle. We had 3 defenders right in the middle, and they were taking on 1 player called Lukaku. That was it. 3 of them to take 1 man out. Barely. So it's just one of those things. Our team overall. Okay, I think Will's right when he said at the beginning of the season that we have to temper our expectations. It's been 5 games now, and the way I look at it, 6th is what we should successfully try to aim for. 7th or 8th is where we might end up. If we have a complete flop of a season where manager gets sacked and everything, we might end up in 9th. As far as winning silverware is concerned, we can't score goals, we can't win silverware. Simple as that.
Conference League.
No,
I was saying
conference. No. We
I was
drew
saying
against
that-
Rennes.
No, I'm just saying that's the competition that we need to win to make the Europa League. That is the end all be all. I was saying it on Bob's stream, and I said it on another stream. The Conference League it makes it more important.
Murray, in your lifetime, right? Yeah, in your lifetime, have you got absolutely any evidence whatsoever, right? Yeah, that Spurs can make it through a cup competition, get it to the final, and actually win it. Where do you
Once.
base your analysis on?
I said, yeah,
Wishful
once-
thinking.
Yeah, that's
Have you been having that funny tea the tea lady's been giving around?
No. I'm just saying. I'm not saying we're gonna win it because it'll be Spursy that we lose to Roma in the final if we get to the final. And like I said, the Rennes game.
Guys, do you know what's our biggest problem now? We can't score.
You can't score.
We can't score. We've scored 3 lucky goals, right? 1 is a penalty, okay, fair. The other 2 was more or less, 1 is a lucky goal. The other one was another lucky goal, was it? I don't know.
Yeah, big
We
up
scored 3.
Indonesia.
Oh yeah, Sybil. Yeah, you should check out my channel. Yep, Spurs Vision TV. Right.
Yes,
we're doing
yes,
the Asian
Sybil.
side. Yeah,
Persuasion
yeah,
CV is
Sybil.
right round the neighborhood from Indonesia.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. I'm
Just hit-
from Malaysia.
Subscribe and like my channel. Hit a like, a
Yeah,
symbol.
yeah.
We would love to. We're glad that you're on, and definitely check out Eugene. He's rep the whole the continent of Asia and globally. So definitely check him out. And yeah, definitely. And
Cool.
and
Yeah.
also
Change
check,
of logo. Well done. You got changed and came back.
Well,
And
no,
also-
I just made the mistake of joining last time from the YouTube window, and that never is a good option. So I did it from Safari.
If we
And-
lose again, big teams like Chelsea and Arsenal. If we lose against big teams like Chelsea and Arsenal, at least we win against Crystal. No, we didn't. We won. We won against Crystal Palace, right? But that's not.
No.
So basically, we can't win against the big teams or the little teams. So what's our
Then we-
season like then?
Mr. K, we're gonna get relegated. We can't win against the big teams, all little teams.
Look,
Now,
listen,
here's
can you
my
imagine we play
question.
against Arsenal, right? Yeah, and they beat us 4-0. They go ahead of us on the table.
But,
Oh
but check
dear.
this
Dude, I'm
out.
going to walk away. I want to walk away. I
Arsenal,
can't do it.
Arsenal now without fan base. Here's the question: how nuts it's gonna be if we don't beat Arsenal? And
Can
it's at the
you?
Emirates too. And we're horrible at the Emirates. We're not
Yeah.
that good at the Emirates. If we don't win,
It'd be Spursy for us to
Listen.
beat them.
Mm.
It'd be Spursy for us to beat
But
them.
guys, would you accept a draw?
I accept anything except a loss. Anything, even here with Chelsea, even with Crystal Palace, it doesn't matter what team we go up against, right? Yeah, I want to see a little bit of fight. And yeah, fair enough, showing fight for 20 minutes, right? Yeah, it's kind of a good thing. Okay. Let's reflect a little bit better here. Okay, we lost 3-0. The third goal was a bit of a bummer. That shouldn't really have happened. But if you looked at the answer, if you looked at the result being 2-0, we didn't do too badly against a team that's really flying right now, going to up the table, the reigning Champions League holder, you know. So I kind of understand that that people are predicting us to lose against them. Some are predicting like 3-0, some predicting 4-0, 5-0, whatever. We lost 3-0 in the end. So it wasn't too bad. We saw some fight. We saw Tanguy running around like mad, getting things caught in his eye. We saw Højbjerg telling the first aid people to move out the way because he knows how to take things out of people's eyes. You know, there was all kinds of interesting things. We saw the ball boy. There was a tea lady giving out tea. So there's some interesting stuff we saw on the match.
But
Yeah,
no
but I
goals.
wasn't-
I have another
For
question.
us.
Football, though.
I have a question.
I want to ask you guys a different question real quick, and
Mhm.
I don't want to spend a lot of time on it. But I had heard today somebody had said that Jordan Sancho is a better right winger than Leon Bailey. Well, not this season. He's not.
No.
Jordan Sancho has
Uh,
played 5 times for Manchester United, and he has shit on the pitch before coming off. And
I
Leon
will
Bailey has assists and goals and has looked from the eye test like these eyes don't lie. I wonder where I've heard that before.
It's down to the
very,
system
very
you're
good.
playing,
Well,
though.
I will
Will,
say
it's
this.
down to the
No,
system.
I'm going to answer your question. Well, I said it once they got Jadon Sancho because I've seen him play for Dortmund. I've said, oh, let him go to United. I think he's going to have an overrated career with United. And I know a lot of, for some reason, Sancho, and I thought he was a little bit overrated with Borussia Dortmund and what they do. But I will agree with you with Leon Bailey because Bayern, and Bayern Lucas, I can't even say the name, has been a good club to us. You know, that's where Sonny came from. And literally, I've seen Leon Bailey play. I was like, he's a good, solid player. So I'm with you on Leon Bailey. And I was so happy to see him score yesterday for Aston Villa. And I was just like, that's one of the what ifs because we were linked to him. We were linked to him, and I was getting excited because he has island in his blood. And yes, I verified he is
we were
Jamaican.
linked to him before Paratici came in.
Yeah,
Right.
we're
And
linked to. We're linked.
all German links died the minute Paratici came in.
Yeah.
Can I tell you something? You notice, and I know you guys didn't know me before his sacking. I was one of those who was, and I said this. You can look at my first episode. I was not a Jose out. I was give Jose one more year because I wanted him to get his targets, which was Stibitzer, who went to Bayern Munich, Leon Bailey, and Skinnier. I was like, let Jose get his 3 targets and
No.
see what we do and become a Atletico Madrid or what Chelsea is, a counter attacking team. I said it.
Yeah, but
I
Mari,
said it,
Mari,
but
if
when
you kept
Paratici-
Jose right, yeah? If we kept Jose, we wouldn't have had that final with Winks in it. That was priceless. That was gold. That's worth remembering.
Yeah,
In
yeah.
fact, that's seared into my brain so hard right now that I'm
That's
never ever going to
PTSD.
forget it.
That's PTSD, Mr. K.
Yeah.
That's
Oh, is
not
that
gold.
okay? There you go.
Yeah, that's yeah. No, and here's my question for you, Will, and actually everybody. I said this. It's a very unpopular opinion. I know the whole female
Stop doing
fan.
that unpopular opinion crap, man.
Okay.
Just spit it out.
Okay, the female fan base and the sexuals of this player, they're gonna be a little mad at me. There is a big difference of Hoiberg, Denmark, and Tottenham, and where there's sometimes I'm just like, the passing, like, like, not overreacting, but I'm just saying he has to do better. He has to do
No, Hoiberg has his
better.
moments. He does have his moments. Even the end of last season, there were some times where he didn't have good games. But
So he's not
he's
perfect. Okay.
no, he's not. He's not. He's not. He's not perfect.
Okay. All right. I thought I was the only one thinking that because no, he's
But
good.
he's the
good.
least of our problems. All right,
I know.
now.
I know.
Yeah.
I know. And I was
Yeah.
just thinking because of the final third, there were a couple plays, and even the previous games, I was just like, and I know he scored, against Ren the other day and stuff like that. Because I try to be critical of everybody. Like, there's no one. It should be that no one should be immune to
No
criticism.
one is above reproach, right?
Yeah, above approach. That starts from Kane to Sonny, Hoiberg, Lloris. I mean, it goes to everybody, and I try to look at the game that way. So that's why I'm like, I mean, he's okay, but he could do better. No, I want to see better. So and he had Lo Celso as creative that he can be in Num Dembele, which he only gives 60 minutes, but he's the best thing. He's the best thing we got in regards to breaking down the defense. But but once they brought Conte in, you saw why Chelsea is Chelsea, and I hate Chelsea. I was telling Bob this in our show. I hate Arsenal. I mean, it's in our blood. But man, Arsenal suck. I hate Chelsea. I really hate Chelsea, man. Really, really do.
Oh,
Ah.
back 1 second.
Hi, Bobby.
Okay, he's gonna come back on.
Right.
But
Yeah,
no,
yeah.
okay. So so I got Will's opinion, Mr. K, Eugene, about Hoiberg.
To tell the truth, right? You can put Messi there now, and he will look mediocre. To tell the truth, with all the players around him playing at that kind of levels, I don't think it will change anything. But for Højbjerg, right? He played mid-week, and he's playing again now. I think it's taking a toll on him. All right, taking a toll on him. Like I said, the game was very weird. The first 30 over 40 minutes, we were looking okay, but all of a sudden we just switched off. So, like I said, I think there's a deep fitness issue there with or mental issue there or something like that. And let's see
I don't
how
think we
far.
switched off till the second goal, though.
Second goal, right? But we will half switch off. I think about that's it. Not say switched off. I think the stamina levels just dropped. Will, don't you see that? If you can't keep maintaining the kind of levels of pressing, right? That means they have a deep problem in the stamina levels because they can't maintain that kind of intensity, right? Or what else can you do to change the kind of intensity? Is it a tactical thing by the coach, or is just the players can't achieve the standards that is needed?
Sybil
they're
is
not fit.
They're not
Yeah.
fit. Yeah, they're all not fit. Right? That's why.
Yeah, half of them were
I'm gonna
injured.
bring back Sybil, who's new. We have Bob here and Will Sybil. Check out their channels and hit a like on Will Stewart THFC Rants and Bob Spurt TV. Definitely check out their channels. Sybil is going back to the back 3 point. I'll read her her post. She says comments. She says, in my opinion, Royal is too slow. Royal don't have speed. Position for Royal is right wing back, not right back. You're onto something. I don't know why till now Nuno never playing with a back 3 like a 4-3 3-4-3. In my opinion, that's the best way we need to try when Nuno came in. And then she says, my friend, hopefully I can talk with you guys one day. Yeah, definitely. I mean, we'd love to have you on the shows, the stream. You seem very very knowledgeable. And I know I mentioned the back 3 one day, him playing the back 3 in these next upcoming games. Does Sybil have a point in regards to Royale? Because I mean, like I said,
100%.
he got played today. He got worked. I mean,
Mario,
I
he's been I don't understand the delusion with people in the group. He's got played the last 3 matches he's played.
But not like
He's
this.
he has though. Zaha made him look like a fool. The guy from Rennes made him look like a fool. He's look. Could you even remember him crossing once? Did he even make a cross?
That's true. That's true.
No.
Right, like he made he had one great block, right? And he may have done little things, but he's a footballer. He's supposed to, right? Like, is it only if he has a bad game if he stands in one place and never moves, right? Like, no, just because you do things, for 25 minutes out of a 90-minute match doesn't make you good, right? I don't understand why people are defending him. I know why people are defending him. It's because if they call out people, if they say Brian Hill's not ready, if they say Emerson Royal isn't good enough, if they say those things, then that means that Don Paratici failed and he's at fault.
At
Just
one
say
point,
it.
yeah. At one point in the game, I kid you not, Serge Aurier popped up in my head. I was like, "Damn, I miss Aurier." I actually
I
said
miss
that.
Lamella.
I
I miss
actually,
Lamella.
I actually said that. I was like, "Man,
Yeah.
Royals getting worked." And I miss Aurier. Wayne comes up with a good point. Do any of you think there's a defeatist attitude at the club within the team? And I think about that question because, not saying people screaming means that they care or show passionate, but just body language. Me being a counselor, I like to look at body language. Um, what do you guys think? It's 2-0. Really, the point of playing to the end. Uh, and have that kind of mentality. Or at least try to. I don't know. What do you guys think of Wayne's question right here?
Go ahead, Bobby.
Listen, we can sit here and dissect the players: Nuno, Gil, Ali, Hoiberg, Dyer, Romero, whoever you want. I am sick and fucking tired of people not realizing there's only one place the finger should be pointing, and that's at the fucking owners and Levy. Lack of depth, lack of quality, lack of what Wayne says. Big up, Wayne. Thanks for coming on the stream yesterday, mate. Really enjoyed it. Sorry, I'm not smiling right now. But the defeatist attitude comes from one place and one place only. It's not Gil not being good enough for playing, starting a game. It doesn't come from Dyer's fucking rebound. It doesn't come from a really good, positive first half to a second half where Chelsea fucking outclassed us. There's a bigger picture, and it worries me and it pisses me off how people are failing to see that. They want to make excuses. Even now, they want to make excuses. Oh, this happened, that happened, this happened. Fucking hell, man. Look at the bigger picture. We were fucking the second best team in Europe 3 seasons ago. The second best team in Europe. Look at us now. See the gap between us and Chelsea. And that's not dad fucking a Paratici or a Nuno or a Kane not playing well. There's a bigger fucking picture. And people aren't getting the fucking... I've had enough of treading on eggshells. For about a month, 2 months, I thought, you know what? I'm going to stay off Levy. I'm going to stay off Levy. Let's just see how it goes. But people are fucking deluded, man. Fucking deluded. If you can't see, at one breath you're saying you love Tottenham Hotspur Football Club, then quite happy to sit there and take this bullshit, and then make excuses for these owners, so-called owners. Fucking open your eyes, look at the bigger picture, stand back, look at the bigger picture. It's a load of fucking bollocks that you're settling with. You're quite happily sit there. I don't blame the players today. I don't blame the lack of the lack of ability. They did their best. I think it's probably the most committed performance I've seen from them in that first half. The way they closed down. Second half, it's not their fault they were outclassed by the by the better team. They were outclassed by the European champions and the champions elect. No, stand back, look at the fucking bigger picture. There's a bigger picture.
Yeah, yeah, I agree with you, Bob. I said that at the beginning. I said the first half was very encouraging in the sense of, okay, this is our team is going to look, maybe minus Dele Ali playing the position he played because Lucas or Bergvijn will be back. But I'm like, okay, this is positive. We could look to Arsenal game, the Aston Villa game, Newcastle game. The second half, really, I said I'm not as mad as the Crystal
Mo,
Palace game. I'm
big up, mate.
disappointed,
No.
but
I think we need to get away now from looking at the fucking games. This is going to be a common occurrence. We're going to lose 3-0 on a weekly basis.
To
We
good
need to stand
teams.
away. We need to stand away. We need to look away from the players. We need to look away from the manager. We need to stop looking at fucking games. It is not the games that is the issue. The games, the players who are included, the manager, the director of football is not the issue. We are not losing games because of the manager and the players. We need to look at the bigger picture. There's a reason why we are currently doing putting on shit performances. I fell for the whole 1-0 wins. I fell for it because you know what? I'm a Spurs man. I clutch at straws. I'm fucking delusional. I'm Spurs through and through. But there's no hiding. There is no hiding. The manager isn't the issue. The players are the issue. We need to stand away. We need to separate the two. A 3-0 win today wouldn't have changed my mindset or my feelings towards a Levy or a
let me
Levy.
tell
We
you,
need to stop looking at the fucking games because there's bigger shit going on down there. And I tell you what, is this time in 2 seasons we'll be talking about. I wonder how we're getting on against Wimbledon. That's what we're going to be talking about.
Bob. Yeah, last night, I would love to be on the stream. I went to a fundraiser. In Orlando for a very good organization, Children's Ranch, and saw some very important people in Orlando, and the conversation came up, because with my keychain, oh, you're a Spurs fan, and also there was some donations. Let's just say some donations from a couple people who have some connections with Tavistock, and who is that's
Yeah.
basically Joe Lewis's baby, and you know, and I'm listening to what you say right now, and it now it gets me even more angry to the sense because I work at a school, right? And my school is about 5 years old, like a new campus, right? Let's look at it as Tottenham Stadium, right? You have the pretty school, but the school that I came into, because they go by letter grades, and F is the worst, and D is closer to the F. You look at the top, you look at the administration, and the new administration made a whole complete change of getting quality teachers for that new school, and that new school from going to an F, going to a B, and now going to an A. I say this analogy is that, like you said, we were the second best team in all of Europe. We got to the Champions League final. We challenged for the title, but we continue to give our owners to give a mediocre product, meaning that we don't go for the top quality. We don't go for the filet mignon. We go for the cheap meat, and we expect us to be a 5-star restaurant. We have an identity crisis where in some mind that Daniel Levy thinks that we are a A+ student, we are a 5-star restaurant, but you're not. You're serving cheap meat. You're serving slop, and you expect the fans to believe that it's grade A, but it's not grade A. And you have the other clubs, the Chelseas, they're serving the grade A. They're putting the work into that grade A. And what makes it so frustrating is I see things, and I know you're going to have your show Saturday, Medical City, which always comes up here in the state of Florida and the South because it's highly oppressive. I tell people, go look it up. That is Joe Lewis's baby. Excellent. and you look at our club, why can't we have that same passion? Why can't we have that same desire? Why can't we invest that same money? I know someone on your show yesterday was saying, "Oh, we're broke." We are not broke. I say it once again, there's a difference of spending recycled money and not new investment money. Tottenham's system is we'll be successful by recycling money, even stealing a little bit of money from what we made a couple years ago. So it's downright frustrating, and I believe you. I believe
But
you.
Bob,
Yeah, go ahead, Will.
Sorry, Will.
but Bob, for me pointing out that Hill isn't good enough to play at this level, me pointing out that Royale isn't good enough, me pointing out that Paratici made mistakes in the transfer window, isn't to put them down. That's the evidence for Levy's failures. That's the reason why I'm pointing it out, because if people can't grasp that Levy is the issue already before this transfer window, before even into last season, even from the season from sacking Pochettino, that's what I'm trying to point out, right? I'm 100%. Trying to figure out a way 100%. To get to the people who are deluded enough to think that Daniel Levy isn't the problem, or who want to skim past it and think that, oh yeah, these players are going to come good. You're wrong. They're not. They've proven it. We're 5 games in now. Anybody who thinks that Brian Hill is ready to play at this level is wrong. Anybody who thinks that Emerson Royale is going to be some great right back for us is wrong. Anybody who sees the mistakes that Don Paratici made because of he was pigeonholed by Daniel Levy, right? I'm not saying that Don Paratici wanted to do this all by himself. I'm saying those are probably the only players that Daniel Levy would let him play. I think Nuno's playing forward to back because that's what Daniel Levy wants him to play. I still think that Daniel Levy has his fingers in all of these things and is still the main cause for all of these problems. So that's why when people are going after Nuno or people
even
that's why for me I think that it's ridiculous.
Even
why I'm pointing this stuff out.
How you doing, buddy?
Hey Chris.
Mate, you know what?
Murray.
We should be able to, like you do, like I said today, and you've been saying it, to be fair, since day one. There is nothing wrong with asking the question, is Gil good enough to start in the Premier League? Wait, we're not saying kick him out of the fucking club. We're saying let's be gentle, let's take our time, because today, man, it was literally like a schoolboy up against men. And it was, and people are still saying, "Oh, the best thing about second half was Hill." Mate, there's nothing wrong with that. It's not his fault. He's not.
Right.
He hasn't
He's not the one who's been put in that position.
Player. Exactly. Guys, we're not dissing Gil. We're not dissing Gil. We're wanting to be successful, wanting to be the best winger we've ever had. But it's not his fault. It's not good enough. And the reason why he's had to be played today is because of the fucking downfall and the shit performance from our owner, Levy. And put together, it's there. It's there. If there is a bigger picture. Otherwise, we'd have a fucking Bruno Fernandes or a Dybala out there.
Bob, it's always been that bigger picture, right? Because Levy knows. He knows that he can take advantage of his fans, right? He has sold us a kind of drug that you are hooked on, right? And you can't say no to it. That's why that's why there's so many people out there who thinks that we are such a great place. It doesn't matter what performance we do, and all the smoke and mirrors, right? Remember yesterday, you guys were arguing who is the worst owner, Mike Ashley or Levy, right? And you guys couldn't tell what's the reason why Levy is worse than Mike Ashley. I'll tell you why. Right? I tell you why. Mike Ashley is a better owner than Levy because he's honest. He tells you straight up your face. He doesn't link you to 200 players and bring your hopes up, right? That is why Mike Ashley, no matter how shitty he is, he's straight up. He doesn't lie to 100%. You. If you don't like it,
great point.
Fuck off.
Great.
Right?
Great point.
So,
great point.
As
great
fans,
point,
right?
Great point.
Right. As fans, right, of Tottenham Hotspur, we love Spurs because of it's in our heart, right? It's got nothing to do with the money. It's nothing to do with glory, but we want to see our team at least perform, okay? And every time when we reach that pinnacle to perform, to win something, he pulls the plug. Why? Because of the drama. He's playing with our heartstrings. He's building that division.
You guys said if we all unite together today, right, we can easily raise the money to take him out. Don't you see it?
But in like Scott, and
Were-
you know, I love you, mate. I know you love you, mate. But how in the world is Brian Hill better than Lucas Moore?
He's not.
Lucas Moore has easily been our second best attacker this season.
Exactly.
Oh yeah,
Easily.
easily.
We missed him today, big time.
Yeah, him,
Oh,
him,
yeah,
him
He's
and
injured,
Bergkamp.
right?
Yeah,
Remember
and,
one, yeah.
So you got no choice.
yeah, and Dele Ali, the American. I know yeah, Will's in America. Yeah, Lee Dixon basically said, "Where is Dele Ali? I know he's got stronger, he's fit, but where is Dele Ali? He's been nowhere. He's played a horrible game." Lee Dixon
Yeah. No, the thing.
roasted Dele Ali, roasted him on national
no.
TV on NBC
I
Peacock.
know.
He roasted Dele Ali. He said, He's like, where is Dele Ali? He's been the worst player other than like
He
Yeah.
was.
Yeah.
Today,
Yeah.
Murray, I can't argue. Delhi was one of the worst players on that pitch today. Absolutely awful.
You
Yeah.
see.
I'm surprised
No-
he's still getting in the first team. I really
Yeah.
am.
You see, what Nuno has done with Ali is very simple. He has changed his position again. You know what I'm saying? So the Ali that we used to see doing all those tricks and flicks and all that, right? He's no more there because he's in a different position. That's why we don't see the old Ali. And the new Ali doesn't look as good as the old Ali. That's all.
Yeah, but the
Yeah,
thing
buddy.
is,
Yeah.
the thing is with Delhi,
Different
he just
position.
can't defend.
Yeah.
The first goal and the third goal,
Can I just say
all
something
on
on
Delhi.
Can I just say something on Sybil's comment there, Mari? For me, not just about Levy, but personal of all players, you need to have great mentality. All aspects need to give impact for the club. Sorry, but it's all to do with Levy, Sybil. The reason
Start
why
at the
we
top.
have that mentality, the reason why we have the players
Yes.
with that mentality within our club is down to Levy. If we bought in some winners, if we spent the extra million here and there, we could have got players with greater mentality, a winning mentality. The reason why that mentality is seeped down from the board, right down to the club, the fans, more importantly, unfortunately, the players, is down to Levy and Enoch. They have
Agreed.
built they have built the stadium, but what they've done at the same time, they've not the cement they've used is from their own lack of reflecting their ambition, which is now seeping through to everything, all the foundations within the club. So I know what you're saying. The players should have a better mentality, but their mentality reflects the owners. The owners show reflect the
Agreed.
club, and the club reflects its players, and the players currently are a reflection of what the board are. If we brought in some more winners, if we brought in some more class, if we brought in some more players with a greater mentality, we would not. I guarantee that we would not be here. I guarantee that.
Yeah. But
Born
I
to
give you
lose.
yeah, okay. Go ahead.
I want to be Born to Lose comment, and now go to Eugene. Born to Lose says, we've been sold a dream, and football fans are emotional about their club by nature and want to believe. Are we a football club or a marketing propaganda unit?
100%.
Time for a few
100%.
people to wake up.
100%.
Yeah. Okay. Bob, the
Good
example is there, right? The first example is Harry Redknapp. When he came in, when he took over for one day, right? We were really, really bad, right, Bob? Remember that? I think we were close to relegation last, right?
Yeah,
we were 19 or 18 or
second from
something.
bottom.
Like.
We're second from bottom. We're
Yeah,
bottom,
second
yeah.
bottom then.
Yeah.
Harry Redknapp came in, brought us all the way up to our first Champions League entrance. Yep. Okay. And from there, we could have pushed on, right? We could have pushed on, right? But because of the debacle that Harry Redknapp wanted to be the England manager, and then he announced it, and Levy was not happy, right? And Levy sacked him. Correct? So guys, wake up. See, every time when we reach a certain pinnacle that we're gonna the next step, Bob, remember you keep saying that next push, the next step, right? No, Levy pulls the plug. You know what I'm saying? He is doing this to us because, number one, he has certain targets that he needs to meet. Money-wise, he's got no target to meet. Trophy-wise, he keeps saying it, but he doesn't have it. You see? So in their day, what happens? We get caught in that emotional whirlwind that Sybil was saying, right?
Yeah.
Certain fans will always feel in a certain way. Certain fans will always feel in a certain way. Certain fans feel more invested into the club. Certain fans are not. So that's how Levy is playing us. Okay, I can tell you, there are certain fans today who just watch the match, right? Oh, we lost. Walk away.
That's
You
it.
get what I'm saying?
They'll blame Ali. They'll blame.
Yes.
Like keep it. But,
No,
but
the
thing
blame
is,
game
though-
goes the blame game goes all over the place, all right? But
Exactly.
somehow
Yeah.
or another, it's like fans like us, we see it. So we blame the top because it comes, like you said, all this defeatist attitude, the DNA, which is we renamed it what? Don't have ambition.
Don't have ambition.
DNA.
No,
DNA.
Do not be. I can't remember.
I
Loads of
can't
things.
remember that. We had loads of things that we had to
Yeah.
say about it last time. Now we can't remember. We're so angry, right? Okay, it'll come back. Right? It's all like you said. It comes from the top and it seeps down. And
Dream
if
no
we
ambition.
sit down and we,
something like
uh,
that should be it. Don't you
they're
dream,
not.
Dream no ambition.
no ambition.
No, not
Dream no ambition. That's what it should be. It'll come back.
Yeah,
It'll come back.
It'll come back. Yeah,
But,
yeah, it'll come
but
back.
Eugene, you know what you say is
Chris.
right. Yeah, I'm going to shut up after this because I know I want to hear from Chris. I know because Chris fucking
Yeah.
he'll say. But
Waiting there.
what we'll say is we got so a lot of people say we got lucky with Poch because of the way we played and all the players come through. We got lucky with Poch because what he did was integrated a different mindset within the club, within the players, within the fans. We had this different mindset. We got lucky with that we got to that position where we were allowed to dream. We were allowed to dream. And you know what? Levy was in the perfect position to just bring in one player here, one player there. Not now, whereas we need 5 or 6 players for a change. We were in a perfect position where we could be quite content with just 1 or 2 players come in and give the team a bit of a refresh, a bit of a build. Not fucking rebuild, a bit of a build. 1 player. 1 or 2 players, not fucking 3 transfer windows without a fucking player. Just 1 player in here and there to just give the a team a bit of a refresh. We got lucky with that because he didn't just change it on the pitch. Pochettino changed it off the pitch. He changed
their
us
mindset.
as a fan base, and we never ever took advantage of that, and that's fucking criminal.
And I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna pass it off to Chris just to add on to what you said, Bob. If you ask me what was the time I was really excited, even a little bit more excited than the Manchester City 1-0 victory, and what you just said about Pochettino was the day that we thought we would get Antonio Conte, because we thought he was gonna come in here on and off the field, make a huge change.
I never thought it.
Huge
Never thought it
change.
one single time.
Those who believe,
I
but
never
those,
bloody believe it. Come on.
But those,
No.
but understand,
Okay,
but those
I
who
got it.
believe,
Definitely
those who want to,
no ambition.
Definitely no
yeah,
ambition.
no ambition. And that's I say. But those of us who said, "Oh my goodness, if this happened, that it will be Pochettino in the effect of sweeping changes on and off the field." That was the move that should have happened. That was the move. But as we say, he said it himself. Your club has no ambition.
He's done. Right.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Chris. Go ahead.
You know
Chris.
what?
This game.
I don't blame Conte. I don't blame Poch. I don't blame any manager for not wanting to come to us. I do not blame any of them now. And I'll tell you why. It's all on Levy and it's all on Inch. They have cost us dear. They said to dare is to do. No, this to dare is to dear for them. They don't want to spend on us. They don't care. They're making their profit. And today proved it. The lack of ambition from those players, absolute debacle. The manager, he's sitting there clueless, doesn't know what to do. He doesn't know how to change the game. I feel sorry for Nuno because his hands are tied behind his back because of Levy. So what do you want us to do? Because Levy just doesn't give a toss. He's sitting there with his little pondering face watching the game, knowing all the fans hate him. And he's just sitting there like, I don't care. I'm making a profit. I don't give a toss.
Chris, there is a genuine question though, mate. And and I'll be honest with you, no matter how much I'm Levy out, and Eugene knows, and I'm with Eugene as well, same mindset. But what's your response to? This goes to everyone. What's your response to when people go, "All right, Levy goes. Who do you want in?" Because I do struggle with that sometimes. My normal answer is, I don't give a shit. I'll take the fucking chance.
Bob, my answer is this. I don't care who takes over the club. I just want somebody who wants to see us succeed. Not somebody to make a profit of us year in, year out, saying, you know what, I can't spend this £1 million because I want to invest it in the club. No, you haven't. You've invested it in your own pockets.
Yeah. But guys,
that's what I want to see. Right? I want to see an owner who wants to express himself.
But Chris, realistically, right? Anybody who's going to invest $2 billion into a project, right? They will want to see money come back. Yeah, no businessman is going to do this for the love
the thing
of
is,
the
for
club
20 years, he's been doing the same thing.
£2 billion.
Yeah, but Eugene,
£2 billion.
20 years. 20 years he's had the club. 20 years. And what has he done in that 20 years? We've had 2 trophies in 20 years.
Chris, I understand what you're saying. But I'm saying now, no one with that kind of money will come in and buy something with that kind of money.
We're not selling
not say one a profit.
No,
not say one a profit out of it. You see, that's the problem. There is no one who's going to come and do that. No one's going to buy a big football club and say that I'm going to spend £2 billion. All right, pounds. Okay, £2 billion in my money, right? Malaysian ringgit, right? Is 12 billion ringgit, nearly 12 billion ringgit. See, nobody's going to come in and spend the kind of money and not want to make a profit. You see? That's the sad part. So that's why no one is going to buy it. We're stuck with it unless we do something. Unless we fans are saying, okay, what we're going to do, we're going to boycott everything, right? He gets zero income, give him a bad image, right? Like what Brian Daigle's arranging, the protest at the NFL and all that. Give him a bad image, hurt him where his pocket hurts. Then maybe if the value of the club comes down, somebody will come in and buy it. But I don't think he'll let that happen. You see? That's the thing.
Now,
I'm sorry.
I will give Mike Ashley his dues. Yeah, people have slated him, right? But he's been trying to sell that club for years. He wants out, and he's openly admitted. Why can't Levy just say, you know what? The fans hate me enough. Let me just go. Step down as chairman. Let somebody else take over.
Yeah,
let somebody else take over.
Remember Levy, right? If nobody gives him his price, he won't leave.
John
Murray,
Lewis is openly admitted it years ago.
I just want to ask Wayne. I know you're in the comments, mate, and how do I say this without insulting you? You are the elder statesman amongst us lot. If it's all right by Mari, could you come on? You don't have to be on camera. I'll send you a link if needs be. I know you're in one of the chats. Come on, you don't have to show your face. I'll just be intrigued to find out where you stand with Levy completely. I know you put messages through, mate, on an occasional basis, but where you stand with the owners right now, because you've supported Tottenham probably longer than definitely longer than all of us. So if you're free, mate, I'm sure Mari won't mind. Even without a camera. Even without a camera, if you just want, even if it's for 5 minutes, I'd just be intrigued to see, because there are a number of fans who are reactionary, aren't they? There's a number of fans who are knee jerk. Unfortunately, I've been to protests. I have, as you guys know, I've been to protests. I bring up Levy and Enoch. I haven't brought them up for about a month, but last week has been consistent of a Levy rant. But there are fans out there who are very knee-jerk. They'll jump on this, apparent bandwagon of a Levy out or a Levy in, whereas some people have stayed consistent, and I think pretty much everyone on this stream has, and Wayne's one of them as well. So I would be intrigued.
Kim, welcome, Kim. Big up to you, Kim. She mentions didn't Levy nix a takeover a couple years back, and I think there was an interested buyer who wanted to buy part of the team, and he nixed that. That's that. Yeah, of course, Levy will nix anything. Levy is your true, from what people have told me about him, is your true classic narcissist, where he doesn't know the football field side of things. He knows the business. Yeah, but his ego is so huge that he's not going to give a part of his power he's gonna always have the influence of the field. It's like that little kid who grows up and pretty much he's wanting to pay back everybody. He got the shiny toy. He never got. It's like he's the kid who wasn't good enough to play on the field, and people made fun of him wrongly enough. He says, one day I'm gonna own this field that you guys are playing, and now he's owned that field, and now he can't listen to no sound judgment in regards to football decisions. And so, yeah, Levy Nixon deal with Nike or with what's the guy from Amazon that we were hoping that
Jeff
you know
Bezos.
Jeff Bezos.
Jeff Bezos. I mean, he will nix everything. My nightmare is that this could be a point that Levy is still going to have part ownership of this club that's long gone from Joe Lewis is gone, and that will be the worst. And because this club is in the need of a true transformation, a person
Yes.
who will come in and we reform the team, their philosophy, the way of life, the way they feel about themselves. The same way Chelsea, you look at I'm listening to this one guy named Monster, and I'm like, look at your history. There was a time that you were irrelevant. Same with City, but they had that owner. They brought in the people to put them where they're at now, and it's a damn shame because Tottenham. I'm looking at all the films. Listen, Jimmy Greaves say, "This is the club, top club of all of England. This is the club I want to play of all of England." And listen to people like Wayne, and others who have been there years, decades back. Tottenham was we were it. We were it. This is before Liverpool's dynasty. This is before, Nottingham Forest. This is before United. And it's just discouraging. But
Mark, even Leicester have invested more than what we've done. Even Leicester City,
Invested better
And the
than what
recruitment.
we've done.
and the
their
recruitment,
recruitment's been tenfold to us.
yeah,
Tenfold, man.
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
recruitment.
Murray, I have to make a move, right? It's
Okay.
going to be about 3 a.m. my time here, right? Bobby,
Okay.
nice meeting up.
Yeah,
today.
I need to
Thanks.
make a move as well, buddy.
Yeah.
Yep.
Hope
I got
catch
about-
up soon, guys. Chris,
I
take
got about
care.
10 more
Eugene.
minutes
All right.
because I
All
gotta
right, take
eat
care.
before I go in the. All right, Eugene. Yeah, I got about
All right.
10 more minutes before I have to have my afternoon meal before I go on the stateside show. So, but Chris, I know you came in and we'll talk about Levy. What did you think of the game? First half, second half?
First half, I thought we done really well. The second half, we done our usual trick. Played one half brilliantly, one half absolutely awful, and the second half was just a total capitulation. Dele Alli can't. His defensive skills just non-existent. Thiago Silva, the first goal, the second goal, then the third goal, which is Rudiger. Dele Alli again. I couldn't understand the substitutions. Why keep Dele on? Obviously, Dele wasn't performing. He took off Romero, who was probably a better centre back than he was. Than what Dyer was. Had a bit of had a mare of a game. I just didn't understand the substitutions. I didn't understand it today. I just didn't understand it at all. Why he took Romero off and not Dyer.
I think Ali Gold said that he was cramping Romero.
I just that first half we were absolutely immense, and I mean we were putting the tackles in, we were attacking. The second half, it just went. We just went back to the way we played against Crystal Palace.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the issue, the first half, we were immense because we were able to go out 100%, right? All out, all out, all out. And when we weren't able to give 100%, we didn't have anything else. We didn't have any quality. We didn't have
Tuchel just
necessary ideas of how to do anything, right? And the only way we could really match them was if we could go 100%, and Chelsea were able to just hold us off. And then when the game slowed down, because you're not going to be able to play at that level for 90 straight minutes, then they showed that they were able to just play a different style, and we weren't.
Tuchel
We just
made
looked like
that
we had
one
no answers.
substitution. Tuchel made that one substitution, and that was it. Once he made that one substitution at halftime, that was it.
Yeah, and that's was my concern is watching the game. It's like if we don't score here, like in the first 30 minutes, I trusted Tuchel to make the necessary changes to his team, and I think early on Chelsea
did.
looked rattled. Right, I hadn't seen Chelsea even, 10 men down against Liverpool. I don't think I ever saw them look that disjointed and unorganized as they did in the first, 20 to 30 minutes against us today. But then you have Tuchel, who's a great manager, and he makes the changes they need. And it helps that he has a player like Conte on the bench so that he can make those changes. And we had Brian Hill and who else on the bench? I can't remember who else we brought on. Skip. So I love Skip, but down 2 goals, Skip isn't who I want to bring on.
The Celso today for me as well. Another player I just couldn't. Nah, he just looked. First half he looked all right. The second half he just faded into the background. Tanguy the same, faded into the background. Emerson, another one faded in the background. One by one they just started to fade.
To me, Lo Celso and Son both look like guys who hadn't played in 2 weeks. And I think Son especially, in the second half, there was times, one time I remember specifically where Reguilon got the ball, had space, lifted up his head, ready to make the pass to someone, and Son was standing dead still with no interest to run. And we know Sonny, that's not because he's lazy. It's not because he's got a bad attitude. I think it's because he had nothing. He had nothing left to give. And instead of bringing on somebody like, say, Edouard, like we saw last week at Palace, he had nobody to bring on. And that's
Reguilon,
I don't want to blame
first half. He had the perfect opportunity to shoot, but he tried to square it to Gio. Just take the shot. Do you know, Scott? Look, that doesn't take a genius to work out. All he had to do was put it in the bottom corner. He had the space. He had the opportunity.
I think he
tried
did that
to square it.
Similar thing last year, and it's like you got to be in that situation. Yeah, he should have put the ball on the net, even if he forces Kemp to make a save.
Yeah,
the guy he's trying to square it to is more likely to get on a ball where
a deflection
fills it. Yeah.
He squared it, and I was like, "What are you actually doing? Go for the shot.
You gotta take that shot, 100%.
You're a left-footed defender. You use your left foot and bend it into the post. If it hits the post or if it's the goalkeeper, you got a player running in for the deflection. Son's there. The Celso's there. Kane's in the box. One of them are going to go for that ball. Today, Kane missing in action again. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. I really don't know what to say.
You know what? I'll say I was impressed with a few things from Kane. He looked like he was really going early on in the game. He had a few of those. He kicked a couple of guys. He put in a little bit, but
he's not his
by the end of the game, he wasn't the only one. There was nothing. Nobody was. We were just playing out the end of the game.
There was nothing left in it. Nuno just sitting on the bench pondering. Well, you're the coach. You're supposed to rally these players up. Whatever he said at halftime clearly hasn't gone through to them.
Nope.
Because the first half, they were absolutely immense. It's like he just told them to sit back, just soak up the pressure. And when we get the pressure like that, we can't do it. We can't soak that pressure up because our defense is not strong enough, and neither is our midfield.
Yeah, I think at 75 minutes, if our players were honest and you would have said to them, "Hey, should we just end it here and go in?" I bet you, if they were being honest, they would have said, "Yeah, sure." What did they show after that? Did they show you anything that they wanted to continue play that game? They were just let's just pass it around to the outside, pass it over. Chelsea just had nothing to do. They just stood there in the middle and said, "Okay, go. Like pass it as many times as you want to the outside. You give it to Emerson Royal 45 yards out from the goal, standing on the sideline. We don't give a crap. Go ahead."
Guys, I want to mention
this Arsenal comment here, Mario.
Yeah. No,
I agree with that. It's a case of who's going to fuck the team up more. Is it going to be Is it going to be Nuno or is it going to be Arteta? Choices.
Welcome, Dial Square One. It's always good to have a rival on the channel. Thank you for coming on. And yeah, I agree with you. He says
I agree.
Arsenal fan here. Next week is who can fuck their team up the most, Nuno or Arteta?
I agree.
Bob, yeah, Bob, Arsenal fan right here. I mean, I can't. I have to agree
I have
with
to
him.
be
I mean,
honest.
I have to be honest. I just that's how I feel right now. Um, and I, I know their fan base are not happy, though they've won the last 2 games. But Bob,
They'll be
any
level on points. If they beat us next week, they'll be level on points with us. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah, but do you
and
know
they'll
what?
be ahead of us because now we're conceding goals.
Yeah.
Like
Because scored conceded 6 in 2 games.
Yeah.
And
I think
scored
their goal
0.
difference is slightly. I think their goal difference is
Yeah,
slightly.
they'd
They
have
don't
to beat us like
3 or 4-0.
4-0.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
We've conceded. We've
they'll be level
conceded
on
6.
points. They'll be level on points.
We've conceded 6. Scored 0. What does that tell you? What does that actually say? Because for me,
Scored 0. It looked like we were about to score 0. I don't know. I mean, there wasn't much. It's not like we're getting bad luck and we were creating nothing either. Ugh.
exactly. The last 2 games,
Yeah.
Scott, we've created absolutely jack shit.
Yep.
2 games now, 6 goals conceded, created absolutely fuck all.
And I will say, sorry, just for that Arsenal fan, when he says who can fuck up the team more, Nuno or Arteta, I want to give some credit as well to Kroenke, and I think they have Edu or however, and Levy and Paratici, because all 4 of those guys deserve a lot of blame too for the state both clubs are in right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Wayne says I definitely think it's time for Kane to go. My only thing is, if that's the premise, the money that we get for Kane, who's gonna be control that money? Oh, that's right, that's Levy. What philosophy are we under? Ten Hag, no. Conte, no. Even Harry Potter, Graham Potter, no. It's basically going to be in the same. It's going to be with
Fonseca,
Nuno.
no.
It's so. It's just. It's just. It's tough. It's tough.
Yeah.
But
I'll say this
we have to be Arsenal. Go ahead, Wayne. Go ahead, Scott.
with the idea of Kane to
We're
go.
back in a second, mate. All right.
I quite like, obviously, like many people love Kane. I think he's a lot better than he's shown, and maybe a lot better than even some of the fan base have said. But for me, is if this is our plan, if our plan is to keep Kane, then why are we should be buying much better players. And that means if you're keeping Kane at 28 years old, that means you're going for it right now. Our plan is to win now. If our plan is to build for the future, then sell Kane because he's 28 years old. And building around 31-year-old Kane 3 years from now, what's the point of that? Is that our plan? Is that when Kane's 31, we're gonna hope that these guys come good, right? It's crazy to me. So I'm kind of moving over towards that sell Kane. If we're unwilling or unable to provide him with top quality players, then let's sell him because there's no point because we can finish 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th without Kane, right? We don't need him to finish outside of Europe. We can do that all on our own.
See, the thing is, right now, the first few games we didn't have Kane playing. The first 3 games. Now, we've won those games. And then Kane comes back. There's no creativity there again. Today was the first time in about 3 games we've seen a little bit of creativity, but it's still the same thing. But the premise falls on, ultimately, is Daniel Levy himself. He's the one who screwed us over for years on end. He's the one who hasn't invested. He's the one who said we don't need to rebuild when we clearly do.
Yeah, and
that's the ultimate bottom line. Daniel Levy is the one who's fucked up bad.
Yeah, he's put us in the worst situation where we don't sell Kane and get the money to reinvest, but at the same time, we don't invest in the team. So we're half rebuilding but not really rebuilding, and half competing but not really competing. And when you're
He's
doing that,
patching
you're doing
up.
nothing. You're just doing crap.
He's
That's why we
patching
are
up.
where we are. Yeah.
He's not
It's-
rebuilding. He's just doing a little patch-up job. If I buy one player or two players here, people won't really notice that I've kept 100 million out of the 150 million of Kane's money. That's what it will be, Scott. He'll spend 20 or 30 million of that money on a little patch-up job. Make itself look good, then go, yeah, but I've spent some money, but not a lot.
And Wayne Bonner says it great there. He says about Levy pocketing the money for Kane and put all the pressure on Scarlett. Yeah, we will. We'll sell Kane, and instead of buying somebody we should,
Exactly.
like a Lautaro Martinez or even a Vlahovic, but I think if we're bringing in Vlahovic, we need to bring somebody else as well that's a little bit more experienced. But instead, we won't. We'll have Scarlett there, and Levy will hope that he turns into another Kane, and that rather than spending money on somebody, he's going to hope that he gets another gem for free.
Yeah, exactly. The problem is everybody said, "Oh, we had an okay transfer window this summer." Did we? I don't think we really did.
No.
We signed Emerson, then we got two players on loan. We'll sign two players, sorry, Emerson and Hill. But then we got Romero, who's technically on loan, and then Golini, who's on a 2-year loan. So did we actually do well? I don't think we did.
I've said, I think looking at each deal individually, I don't mind them individually, but looking overall, it's terrible. I like the idea of Brian Hill if you also bring in a right winger who can play right now and a striker who can be a backup or be another option, right? But if you only bring in Hill and don't get that other right wing and don't get that other forward option, then I don't like that move. Then it doesn't work. I like bringing in Sarr, but if you don't have a midfielder who can play now, then bringing in Sarr isn't as
waste
good,
of time.
Right? So,
waste of time. I just thought after today's performance, Scott, I think we've finally seen exactly what the issues are, and do you know what? This is going to be a hell of a long season for us.
Yeah, you know what's frustrating is I said after the game, I don't. Last week I felt mad after the game. I was angry. This week I'm not even. I'm just not. I don't feel nothing. I just feel. I don't know. I don't even know. I don't even have a word for how I feel. It's just so. I guess tired. I'm just tired of the same crap over and
same shit over and over again. Yeah,
seeing the same issues that we knew as fans. Right? We knew this was an issue. We knew that we had all these, that we needed certain players. We knew that certain players weren't good enough. And yet year after year, the people who are supposed to be running the club, the people who are supposed to know what they're doing, let us down.
This week, last week against Palace, I was absolutely steaming with the performance. Today, I didn't expect any different, to be fair. First half, I was a little bit impressed that we pressed high, made some good tackles, had a few chances, but then we showed our true colours. Yes, again, spineless team, absolute spineless.
Yeah,
and that comes from the top to the manager, to the coaches, to the players.
Yeah, and that's why I said at the beginning of the stream that, to be honest, last week
I'm beyond angry.
I was steaming because I'm like, there's no way we should have played that way. This week, this game. First half, very encouraging. Second half, reality hit.
Back to normal. Back to normality.
They put Conte in, and you saw Chelsea. We're light years away in comparison to the real good teams in the league. And it was a great thing being Manchester City, but it was also the worst thing because we brought into fool's goal, and today it was. I at the end of the game, I'm not even mad because they're deeper, they're better, they're better than us. Their system is run much better, where we are still trying to find ourselves. We're still trying to find an identity. We're that's the position we're in, and it sucks saying it, but it's the truth. It is.
See,
I agree, Wayne.
Daniel Levy wants to say, he wants to bring our attacking DNA back here. He wants to do. Pay the fucking money and buy the players to do so.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how he can say he wants to bring our attacking DNA and then have the transfer window he had and hire Nuno. Like, that's not what he does.
Scott.
And I'm not
Scott,
saying it's all Nuno's fault for sure, but Nuno's not a
It's
guy
on Daniel
you bring
Levy.
in to do that. So
It's all on Daniel Levy, Scott.
oh,
Nuno,
100%.
Nuno's hands are tied behind his back. Now, I guarantee he wanted Traore. He wanted him. And Daniel Levy was like, I'm not paying that. I'm not paying it. I'll give them 25 million. They want 40. Oh, do you know what? I'll just give them 25. Let's see if let's see if that entices them.
Yeah, he would have done it only if it's a deal for him.
Yeah, only if it worked out in his interest, and obviously that backfired. So, Tomiyasu, another deal which we could have got over the line for £2 million. £2 million. He went to Arsenal for that £2 million.
Yeah, that's what
This is all on Daniel Levy. It's all on Daniel Levy. These fuck ups are all on Daniel Levy, and it's on his conscience. He heard how much the fans hated him today at the stadium.
Yeah,
But-
it's even. I mean, I don't think he could piss
But he
me
doesn't
off
really care.
anymore. But you see him coming out with that stupid
That statement.
video that he did, right? Oh,
The statement.
like it's even more like it was awful at the time. But to see that he comes out with that, thinking that that's going to be good enough to make us happy, and then all his actions are the exact opposite. It just shows just what a slime ball he is. And
I'll do what's right for the club, yeah? If he's going to do what's right for the club, sell up and get out. That's the right thing to do for the club. That's the right thing for him to do. But he won't do it. But he won't.
I'll be interested to see now what the Enoch in, Levy in people say now what their excuse is going to be, because it's even for them it's got to be starting to get beyond how they can defend it. I got to think because
No, because what they're saying is he's built this beautiful little stadium, this beautiful little training centre. But what use is a beautiful training centre and a beautiful stadium if we're going to be a mid-table club? What's the point in it?
yeah, I guess we'll hear about how there was 60,000 people there, and think about all that money, and eventually they keep saying, "Well, we're going to spend that money, right?" Like, yeah, I'm sure. Yeah,
Of course they are. They're going to give the club a new paint job, the new stadium a paint job.
Well, what's going to happen this week is, it's just so tragic. The
Agreed, Wayne.
death, the Greaves, the Jimmy Greaves death. Tottenham Hotspur Online, of course, are going to have all these tributes, and Levy's going to have his statement and whatsoever, and it's going to, they're hoping people are going to forget, the performance. They're going to be hoping that the anger tempers, because everybody's going to be, mourning but also celebrating the life of Jimmy Greaves, and so for them, Daniel Levy. He's probably back there saying, "Whew, okay." Everybody's focus.
They believe
on,
me.
They're on Jimmy Greaves.
Oh, do you know what? Mario be like, Daniel believe me. We think it's that bring us that relief team. Or they actually believe me. And just want to go back to Wayne Bonner's comment. I 100% agree with him. He's right. The weak-minded Tottenham supporters who believe in Daniel Levy, they're just following like a bunch of sheep. Because what he's saying is not true. Anybody who believes that statement, they should open their eyes really and look at the bigger picture. Why are we in the situation we're in now? Why haven't we invested in the players? Why haven't we not invested when we needed to do a rebuild 3 years ago?
I don't know. Yeah. I don't know, Mari, if you talked about it or if you're going to talk about it or if I'm taking this the wrong way, but Wednesday we're playing Wolves.
We're getting beaten.
Harry Kane played on Sunday, he played on Thursday, and he played today. So are we going to play Kane again on Wednesday as well, and then again against Arsenal? Like, who is playing for this team on Wednesday?
No,
Tongue looked dead on his feet today. So are we going to play him on Wednesday and then have him again play against Arsenal? I mean, Son looked tired. JLC looked tired.
I think. Well, there are a couple of plays. Winks will play because he didn't play today. Tanganga is definitely going to play.
Rodon,
Roden will probably play.
Ben
Um,
Davis.
Gil will probably. I think Gil will probably play because he played about 30 minutes. I think
Ben Davis and Galini will probably be in.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm just wondering who's playing in the front for us. I mean,
Uh,
maybe Lucas and Bergwijn are ready to come back, but I mean, right? Like
If
he
they're
Lucas
ready.
out for Lucas out for another 2 weeks.
is he? Okay, I hadn't seen anything, so I'm just saying, like, are we going to be over? Are we going to be the same situation we were last year, where Kane and Son are overplayed because we have no other options?
Basically,
And or are we going to just lose to Wolves and go out already out of the League Cup?
because after
And it's just
I mean, because after Kane, it's basically Scarlet, unless you put two forwards up front. I mean, you put the two up front, and that's Scarlet and Sunny, or may I
Scarlett and
say
Kane.
it right? Yeah, or Gil and Kane. I mean, it's just within. We're extremely,
but and then
extremely
because
thin.
we don't want anybody. Son, I said he looked tired. He's coming back from injury. So are we going to play him Wednesday? Maybe, I guess maybe you could hope to get a half out of him and a half out of Kane. And then
Yeah.
we're playing Arsenal on the weekend. Like, oh,
On Sunday.
Yeah, basically all we have right now is for forward going on because we don't have Bergvine and we don't have Lucas. It's Kane, Sonny, and Gil
Scarlett. And Scarlett.
and Scarlett. Between those four, and Scarlett and Gil are two. They're two young, went behind the ears players.
yeah.
That's basically it. That's basically it.
Don't be surprised if he puts out a B string team where you'll have Galini in goal, Ben Davis, Rodon, Doherty, and probably Sanchez in defence, or Tanganga. You'll have probably Niall John and possibly Winks in midfield
I
with
think you're right with
Delhi.
Winks.
Then you'll probably have Gil, maybe Scarlett or Son or Kane up front. But it's going to be a B string team, and that'll be another trophy we're out of this season.
Yeah.
Because Wolves will beat us.
I mean, I know Wolves aren't great, but if I'm
They'll beat us.
Wolves, I would put out a decent team. You got a chance, right? And what else? Wolves having a bad start to the season. If you put out a decently strong team
They
win
might
that
turn
game,
us over.
that's a way to get the fans back on your side if you're the manager there, right?
Yeah.
What's his name? Bruno Lagos or something. Lagos.
He was unlucky. Some of the decisions gone against him were unlucky, to be fair. But it's are they much better than us at the moment? Not really.
Good point by Boyne Deleuze. He says put Alfie Devine. Yeah,
Yeah,
he's playing well. He's playing well for the under.
Pat Scotsy, another one.
team. Yeah, Alfie Devine in the Wolves game. Let's see what the boy can do. Why bother have a young talent like him in the youth team? Give him a go. And the other person I was thinking about is
McInday.
Mackenday, but the other one who's a free kick specialist,
Harvey White.
Harvey White.
Scotsy, another one.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna have to start giving these guys time and see, because we're gonna have to roll the dice. I mean, I don't want to go out of the League Cup, but I'd rather lose that game with young players,
Young blood.
than play some of our top guys, have them either injured or tired, and then lose to Arsenal on the weekend. Because man, you want to talk? I don't know if we beat Wolves in that game and then lose to Arsenal. I don't know how much people are going to care about that Wolves win, right?
No one's going to care about the Wolves win. The North
gonna be
London
nothing.
derby is a must-win game.
Yeah,
That is
no,
a
it
must-win. That is a must-win win.
It is definitely a must-win game. It has to be a must-win game.
Yeah.
It has to be. Has to be. All right, guys. Yes, me too. Totally agree, Kim. Well, guys, I am going to have to get lunch because I'm going to be on Tommy's show, Streamside, in about 2 hours. But, guys, Chris, you can always see Chris. He's on everybody's stream and stuff. And
Irish
I love
Hotspur normally.
Irish Hotspur. Yep, on the caller show. check out Chris Scott. I usually see him on TFC Rants. He's also on the streams, and he is. I assume he's close to have his channel coming up.
Oh, well, see, that's a lot of pressure to do that.
That's
to
a
have
lot,
your own
lot of
channel.
pressure, man. Hey, man, you've been on a lot. And then on Wednesday, which I've had private messages, people like, "Wow, that was a really good show." For the Spurs Love Lounge after a loss. So still show up on Wednesday. The Love Lounge, we will still have the Love Lounge. It comes on win, lose, or draw. It's just like I said, it will be a counseling session. We'll have the drinks flowing, and we'll have some banter despite it being a rough week. And we'll also try to get someone on to say someone who actually seen Jimmy Greaves play, trying to get them on. So and possible Kim on Wednesday, and a couple other people on the Love Lounge, Spurs Love Lounge. So come on, you Spurs,
Don't forget to
and
like and subscribe.
like and subscribe, and
Thanks, Marty.
guys, come on, you Spurs.
Come on, you Spurs.
Come on, you Spurs.